Hello, I'm Nicholas the EE. That's Elemental Emperor if you didn't know. So, today I'd like to talk about a very recent anime that I watched called Lookism. That's Lookism, Lookism. It is an anime that is... honestly, it's quite entertaining. Hilariously, it has a theme that literally is called a bullying theme. It's rated as a 15, rousing, heartfelt, and emotional. It's a teen series and it's from Korea. Came out in 2022. I said 2002. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, 2022. So it came out a few years ago. I can understand why I've not heard anything more about it or anything along the lines, because honestly, watching it, I was a little disappointed. The story was good. The animation was good, but I think the studio kind of kicked it in the nuts, honestly. Because watching it, it was too one-dimensional in the sense of it seemed to only focus individually on a character talking rather than multiple. And yet it still did multiple characters talking in the background when you had girls fawning over the main character. The main character, who is a fat guy, who... well, short fat guy, so you know, like, just that kind of thing. I don't really know what kind of stereotype it's supposed to be, but supposedly in Korea and other that, short fat makes you automatically bullying material. I mean, I might be fat in a sense of the word, big, large, but I'm pretty tall, and when I was mostly getting bullied, I was pretty skinny, so to be fair, it's a stupid stereotype, because a lot more different types of people get bullied, so yeah, I want to fix that image. I mean, they did have one or two skinny guys that were also getting bullied, but they all have the same shtick. And honestly, it's becoming one of those boring stereotypes. But other than that, there was also just the fact that because they were doing this stupid way of interaction within certain characters and whatnot on that, they ruined it, essentially. They ruined what could have been a really, really good script, a really good anime overall, because even when you're getting beaten up, even when you're getting bullied or whatnot on that, you have an inner anger that you know at some point wants to get out, and it's going to get out at some point. It never happened! You got these poor guys getting beaten up, but not one of them decides they want to fight back or do anything on that. And when they do, for some reason, they have pointless idiots that think first with their fists rather than having a conversation. There's unnecessary violence added into it, just for the sake of having a little extra in there for fighting. When instead of having these worthless supposed fights between people, which seem to have this one single thing that they think about, which is either fighting or being this white knight that stands up for the weak or some other rubbish. They could have had characters that were really showing their emotions while getting beaten up, that were showing the anger, the frustration and whatnot on that. I mean, the entire idea is that this original character, this fat dude, he sort of transfers to a new school. For some reason, it's a fashion school run on that, so I don't understand where that came from. Oh, it's vocational. Yeah, if it was a vocational school, it would not be the absolute crapshoot that they were showing on there. I mean, seriously. It's obviously just taking the mick of the fact that people have good looks. I mean, those people are never going to get anywhere in life with the skills they were learning in that. That's why I said that there was a problem with some of the things in that. Oh wow, good looking, but absolutely crap at cutting hair. Yeah, it's not going to work for anybody or anything along the lines of that. But yeah, So he goes and moves to this new place, he falls asleep, suddenly he wakes up, and it turns out he's turned into a hot guy, or at least he thinks he has, but no, he goes to sleep, he wakes up as a fat guy. So it turns out, for some reason, inexplicably, that's not even explained, and it's possibly going to explain Season 2, possibly, who knows, if there ever is going to be one. A brand new body just appears all of a sudden. And it turns out, in the last episode, he's not the only one. So yeah, spoiler alert on that one. But yeah, seriously, it just makes no sense. But then he starts standing up for people and whatnot, that, and he learns that his body is, well, this new body he's got is that he, whenever again where he wakes up, when he goes to sleep and wakes up as, is stronger, faster, or whatnot, and that his reflexes that his original body was too weak for was just incapable of following through, but his new body was. But for some reason, he never really went anywhere with it properly. It was like they got to a certain point and they just went, nah, we'll just go with a different route. And then they did a whole part on that where the guy starts training or whatnot on that because someone tells him that he's actually strong because the fat dude tries to take a straight swing at a punching machine and he somehow manages to cut it. Which makes you think, oh, story plot. Maybe he starts working on himself. No. He does it for a little bit. He farts at one point. He's doing that and then he starts singing at a later point. And there's a woman that comes in that's just like, oh yeah, great, you're doing great. Oh yeah. Doesn't not disgusted by the fact that the guy doing push-ups just suddenly farted right as she walks through the door. And I'm just like, okay, a little bit of funny comedy there. That's kind of a thing in that. Like, yeah, it's stupid, but it was funny in the moment. No. They didn't continue with the original character working on himself. Instead, he backtracks and just stays as his weak self. And then suddenly, instead of it turning to all thing on that, it turns to music, where suddenly he's now singing. And the entire anime is about him working to singing with this other dude that's fat like he is. Instead of him coming out and, explaining or doing anything important, it stagnates. I don't really know what they were coming with, but I'm honestly swear to say that the animation itself is honestly a crapshoot. It wasn't worth the watch at the end of the day. I thought it was something that would be interesting to watch because I felt that I would, sit with it a little bit better, that I would, feel for the characters a little bit more. And I was honestly bored. There wasn't enough of the initial emotions that I know that I felt that would have happened in these scenarios and these things and that. Yeah, there was so much to work with, and it just feels like they just went, okay, we're just going to throw a dart at this board, and wherever it lands on, that's the thing we're going to go with. It just didn't feel consistent enough. And if a second season ever does come out, I don't think I'm ever going to watch it, to be fair, unless they fix many of the issues, because there were a lot of them. So yeah, anyway, that's my 2 cents on a recent anime that I've watched on Netflix. As hopeful I was about it, I honestly give it a 4 out of 10. There was a lot more that they could have worked on, and I'm not saying it's, a problem due to the fact of any cultural heritage or anything. That everywhere's had bullying issues. Everyone knows what it's like. It's just it's putting the right people on the job for writing the script and for the people picking the right moments. Sure, it's all well and good to have something where people could just be like, I wish that I could have been this good-looking guy. Hell, for some reason, when I was in secondary school, I was labelled as the cutest, and yet I was getting bullied. I mean, come on, people. You can be a lot of different things without even realising it. It's crazy and annoying. And there's a lot of things. But yeah, I just... For an anime I was very hopeful about, I'm set to see that it was not as I'd hoped it was. And other people may enjoy it, they may have liked it better than I did, but I didn't feel any connection to it all that much, really. I feel like there's some imaginary audience out there that may be the perfect fit for it, but not me. No, not me at all. So anyway, that's me done for today. Everything I wanted to say, more or less, has been said. So, this is me, Nicholas the EE, that's Elemental Everything You Didn't Know, signing out.